guys, I am Jami Jo and I'm with Jami Jo Sells Wax. I have been selling Scentsy products for over 14 years now, since all the way back in 2008. And I absolutely love Scentsy products and the Scentsy company. Today, we are going to be talking specifically about Scentsy Wax, which is our top selling product. I want to talk to you about our wax, what makes it different from the others on the market, and why we choose the specific type of wax that we use in our product. But first, I just want to let you know that I have been with Scentsy and loving Scentsy for a really, really long time. Scentsy fragrance became a part of my life all the way back in 2008. I started as a Scentsy customer and I quickly fell in love with the products for three main reasons. I fell in love with the products because they absolutely worked. They smelled amazing and really helped the fragrance in my elementary school classroom at the time and also at my house. I also knew that these products were completely safe. They were safe to have around my kids at school and my own kids at home, my pets, my entire family. I knew that I didn't have to worry about Scentsy harming them in any way. And then the third reason I fell in love with Scentsy is these products were super affordable. And even though they were super affordable, you could also get them even cheaper and sometimes free through hosting or actually joining the Scentsy opportunity. So that's what I did. I jumped on board with the Scentsy opportunity back in 2008, and I've never looked back. Scentsy has done amazing things for me and my family, and it can do the same for you. So if you're interested to learn a little bit more about that, just reach out to me. I'd be happy to have a conversation. But let's get to the topic at hand today. We are going to be talking about Scentsy Wax, why it is better than the wax you can buy at a big box store or from other companies out on the market, and why we use the specific type of wax that we use. This is a Scentsy bar. This is our top selling product. Out of all of our products, this is the one that we sell the most. And Scentsy wax bars are made of paraffin wax, and they smell absolutely amazing. Now, let's talk about why we choose paraffin wax. There are three main reasons that Scentsy has chosen to work with paraffin wax. That is because of its scent loading ability, because of the melting point, and because of the firmness of the wax. So let's go through each of those factors. Let's start with the scent loading ability. What does that even mean? Scent loading ability means how much fragrance oil they can get in this wax without it messing up the mixture, because you still need it in a solid form. You don't want so much oil that it doesn't solidify. So paraffin wax allows the most oil to be added and still keeping the firmness of that wax. Now, if you've watched any of my videos or you saw me just do it now, when I pop a wax bar out of the container, most people would just open it like this and smell it right on top. I always turn it over. Here's the reason why. Like I just said, Scentsy fragrance puts so much oil in their fragrance bars that the oil is somewhat heavier than the wax. So it sinks to the bottom. At the warehouse and here at my house, we store wax bars like this. So all of that scent oil, the heaviness of it, sinks down to the bottom. So when you go to smell a bar, if you want the true experience of the fragrance, flip that over, pop it out, and smell the bottom of the bar, because that's where all of that oil is. Now, I told you we put a ton of oil in our Scentsy bars. For that reason, sometimes when you open a bar, you might see what looks like sweat on top of it or something like that. It's nothing wrong with the wax bar at all. Sometimes even a little bit of seepage might come here to the bottom if you store your bars like this. Nothing wrong with the wax bar at all. That just means we're putting so much oil in those wax bars that sometimes, depending on the temperature they're stored in, it just has a hard time staying in the wax. So for this reason, you should always keep your wax bars stored in a dark and cool place, but not completely cold like your freezer or anything like that. Just keep them in a nice cool place in a drawer or in a closet. And that is the best way to keep your Scentsy bars. And always make sure that they're laying flat like this. That will prevent any mishaps from oil if it starts to drip out the bottom or anything like that. Okay, now let's move on to number 2, the melting point of paraffin wax. One of the best things about a Scentsy warmer is the fact that that wax, even when it's fully melted, is not hot enough to burn. I have a warmer right back here. I could actually put my hand down in that warmer and it would do nothing to my skin. I have seen pictures and videos from my customers where wax was spilled on their children or spilled on their pets. While it can be a mess to clean up, nobody was running to the emergency room or to the vet because no harm was done, because it's not burning. That is what I mean when I say Scentsy chooses paraffin wax, because of its melting point. Paraffin wax melts at a lower temperature, which means we don't have to scorch our wax to get the fragrance to release. It warms at a much lower temperature. Low and slow is the way to go. That means that we are going to burn our wax, warm our wax at a lower temperature, which means that the fragrance oil is also going to be put into the atmosphere, emitted, whatever word you want to use, at a slower rate, meaning you're going to smell the fragrance quite a bit longer. So we've talked about the scent loading ability of paraffin wax. We've talked about the melting point of paraffin wax, meaning that it's going to melt at a lower temperature and slower than other products out on the market. Now, also, we are concerned about the firmness of our wax, of the paraffin wax. If you have ever used a wax melt product from another company, usually the big box stores are where you're going to run into this, and you put it in your warmer, when it hardens, when you turn off your warmer and it hardens back up, it gets really, really hard. And it's hard to change the wax in your warmer at that point. That's because they're using a completely different wax. Now, Scentsy does not say this. What I have disclosed to you just now is information put out by Scentsy as a company. Let me just talk about my personal experience. I have actually tried some of the different waxes from the big box stores because I want to know what my competition is. And what I personally experienced is once that fragrance oil was already gone, which by the way happened really, really fast, much faster than it does with a Scentsy wax bar, I noticed that I smelled almost like a crayon smell. It's really hard to describe except that it smelled like a melted crayon. Scentsy wax, when the fragrance is gone, when the fragrance is fully dissipated, you aren't going to smell anything at all. So there's not going to be that negative fragrance, that bad fragrance from the wax product itself. Once Scentsy fragrance oils are already dispersed, you're just not going to smell anything at all. At that point, it's going to be time to change your wax, which is super duper easy with Scentsy. All you need is a cotton cleanup or just some cotton balls. They work the exact same way. I never let my wax harden. I keep it fully melted all the time. I never turn my warmers off. I just pop a little cotton cleanup down in the dish and let it soak up that wax. Or if you don't have cotton cleanups, like I said, cotton balls will work just fine. Drop those down in the dish, let them soak up that fully melted wax, toss those away in the trash, and you are going to be ready for some brand new Scentsy wax cubes. Well, guys, today's talk was a little bit different, a little more technical than I normally get, but hopefully you've learned some new things. Hopefully you found it beneficial. Make sure that you like this video and subscribe to my channel if you're interested in learning more about Scentsy products or hosting with Scentsy or even the Scentsy opportunity. My name is Jami Jo and I have been doing this for a really long time, over 14 years, since all the way back in 2008. I would love to help you get some free or discounted Scentsy or mentor you along your own Scentsy journey. Either way, if you want to stay a customer, interested in hosting, or becoming a consultant, I am here to help you, and I'm happy to do that. You can reach me in two different ways. You can jump over to my website, which is jamijosellswax.com, or feel free to text me anytime. That number is 918-888-9690. You can reach me both of those ways. But just a reminder, my name is Jami Jo. I'm here to make your nose happy, and today, hopefully, help you learn a little bit more about Scentsy wax.